You know, you really just can't beat that DocRace sound when it comes to top mount kits. Man, that never gets old. Well, with an intro like that, we can only be talking about one thing, and that is the DocRace top mount single turbo kit for the N54. I've had it for about 6 months. I have some things that I would have changed, some things that I really like, and some things that I don't like. I'm not trying to sell you anything in this video. I just want to talk about the kit as a whole and offer the things that I wish I was aware of before I bought it. So let's jump right into what the kit actually comes with. The kit comes with a precision turbo. They have anywhere from a 5862 all the way up to a 6870, but every one of those is a precision turbo. You get 2 Turbo Smart Comp 40 wastegates. You get their stainless manifold, and what makes this manifold special is it's all equal length on your header pipes, and that's what gives it its crazy sound. It's one of the things that I really love about the DocRace kit. The one that I have is a single piece manifold, but the modern kits that you'll buy, you know, as of right now today, those are 2-piece kits or 3-piece kits, I don't remember, but it makes installation a whole lot easier. It comes with a 3-inch stainless downpipe. Both the downpipe and the manifold are ceramic coated. I just want to note that. You get 2 stainless dump tubes off the wastegates. You get your standard just aluminum charge pipe to mate your passenger side boot up to a single turbo. You get a 4-inch shorty air filter, because there's not a lot of room in there. You get all the coolant and oil block offs and rerouting fittings and stuff that is needed. You get a DocRace turbo blanket, and you get, of course, all the clamps and hoses and hardware and everything you need to put the kit on the car. So now that we've gone over what all comes in the kit, let's talk about what the kit should have come with, or what I feel the kit needs to be a complete kit. There's probably a number of reasons why DocRace does not include some of these things. I'm not aware of those reasons, so I'm just going to include them because for me, in my installation, they were all necessary to make the kit a functioning kit on the car. You know, to take it to a single turbo drift car, these things had to be done, so that's why I'm including them. The kit does not include any heat wrapping. You should heat wrap every wire around the downpipe. You should heat wrap the downpipe itself. You should heat wrap your oil drain tube. You should heat wrap your boost lines. You should heat wrap literally everything that is around that hot manifold and downpipe. Heat wrap it. I cannot stress that enough. It was stressed to me and I did not take it seriously, and it cost me. So heat wrap everything. That does not come with it. You should definitely invest in that. The heat shield on the DocRace kit sucks. I don't know what they're thinking, honestly. It's because it's a great kit. The materials they use is awesome, but I don't know what they're thinking with this heat shield because it just doesn't work. This right here is actually what I ended up using the DocRace heat shield for. It is a mulching guard for my lawnmower. So replace that heat shield with a SpeedTech valve cover blanket or something like the SpeedTech valve cover blanket. I have found that it works really, really well at keeping the heat separated because I have a turbo blanket, I have the downpipe wrapped, I have the heat blanket on the valve cover, and then I have all the wiring wrapped up, as well as the downpipe. So I have stuff keeping heat into the downpipe and then things keeping heat away from electronics. So that was enough for me and has been enough for me for a number of drift events. If something happens, we'll talk about it, but as of right now, that is good enough. Something that I used, the kit comes with some male-to-male hose connectors. You retain a lot of your factory connections like on your water pump side and on your coolant expansion tank side, and you have to adapt into what that factory connector is. So they come with those little barbed fittings. One thing that I got was a 90-degree barbed fitting, and that helped on the water pump side, making it just a little bit less stress on the factory hose. While we're talking about coolant hoses, I would highly suggest replacing every coolant hose you have on the car. Doing a few or doing all of them, the price is like, yes, different, but at the same time in the grand scheme, not that different. How often are you going to be down there with everything out of the way? I cannot recommend that enough. Just replace all your hoses. Especially replace your Mickey Mouse fitting. If you have a factory one, expect it to fall apart in your hands. even if you have a metal one. Me messing with my coolant hoses to get everything to do what I wanted it to actually made that O-ring that wasn't leaking prior to starting the single turbo. I guess it tweaked that or something, and it actually started to leak and caused me a bit of a problem in finding that leak. So everything on your coolant system, when you're doing the single turbo stuff, you have to pull the turbos off, which have, you know, coolant passages in them. You've got to drain the coolant anyways. You might as well replace everything in the system. I also did my water pump, but that was because I put a jack next to it and it just barely touched it enough to start leaking. If you have the money for it, might as well replace it while you're down there, but again, not required. Something that I wish they helped you do better is figure out where to put your coolant reservoir and your power steering reservoir. These were not hard things to do, but nothing was offered. You know, that little tab right there was provided, and then I had to make that tab that's down there. So not that it's a super hard thing to do to kind of fab up your own stuff, but it would be nice if these cars have been out long enough, in my opinion. Hey, let's provide a little bit better solution of some bracketry to mount stuff under the hood. There's a few things that are not included in the kit that they reference on their website, telling you to get because they understand the importance of them. They're just not including them in the kit. I guess they're technically not necessary, but those things are a coolant pipe O-ring. They give you a new coolant distribution block that goes on the side of the motor, and they don't give you a new seal for it. I'm not sure why they don't give you a new seal, but they don't. And I tried to use my factory one or I say factory, the one that I took off the car, and it leaked. So don't do what I did. Get a new one of those. This turbo kit and downpipe setup does interface exactly where your factory exhaust goes. So you have two pipes down there with little collector gaskets. It's good practice to replace those, you know, after every few swap outs of your exhaust to your downpipe interface. If this is the first time in a long time your exhaust has been off, it's probably a good idea to replace those. But if not, you know, you're all big boys and girls, you can definitely make the decision for yourself of, is there some life left in this gasket? That's something, though, that they reference on their website, as you should get new ones of this. The last thing that they reference is a Mac solenoid. You have a 3-port and a 4-port Mac solenoid. Those just help you control boost if you're going to use something like JB4, like I use. Something that I've had to fight on my kit, and I don't know if this is just me being the lucky character that I am, but the kit comes with an oil drain barbed fitting, and that barbed fitting is a T4 interface, and then I think it's a 40 degree, or I guess you'd call it a 120, you know, it's kind of like this. You have that fitting that you screw into the T4 adapter on that oil drain. I have tightened the ever-living piss out of mine. It cannot go tighter. I think I'm going to break it if I go any tighter, and it's still leaking from the threads where that T4 adapter is and the barbed piece screws in right there. It's leaking from these threads. So either this is cracked, or it just does not seal well enough. I don't know what the case is, but I'm currently looking for a single piece barbed fitting one, and if I can't find one, I will just draw one up in CAD and I'll send it to Send Cut Send and make them make me a billet one. And it is what it is at that point, but it's something that I would like to have for that. On the topic of my oil drain, again, I don't know if this was just my experience, but I could not keep my bolts on my oil drain tight. And so what I had to do was actually safety wire them. It's an old race car and like aerospace trick. You drill a hole through the bolt head and then you tighten everything to torque. You take your safety wire or your, like, you know, stainless steel wire, and you run it where you tie the bolts together in tension. So you keep them torqued. When I did that on those bolts, of course they didn't back out because they can't back out. So that fixed my leak at the T4 seal. But yeah, I still have that leak at the threads for the barb fitting. So that's another thing that we have to tackle. If I were you, I would search, just like I am, for a single piece one and don't deal with this in any capacity. When I got my kit, I didn't know exactly where I'd want to mount my Mac solenoid, so I bought extra of the hose. I just bought the silicone hose off of Amazon. It's a extra high temp. It's the same stuff you get in the kit. It's just a thicker wall and supposed to be more resistant to temperature. But if we are heat wrapping everything under the hood, like we should be, that doesn't necessarily matter. So that is what the kit comes with. That is also everything that I wish I have known or bought or whatever before buying the kit. The fitment of the kit is something I was very curious of before I got it, so I'm here to tell you it's a tight fit. The The shock tower and that inner fender area, you do need to hit with a hammer a little bit, at least I did on my car, to make room for the O2 sensors and the turbo itself. The manifold is a bitch to get tucked in there. Basically you just want to pick the motor up as far as you can and shift it over as far as you can to get it to slide in. It's one of them things that sucks every time you do it, and I don't really know of a better way to do it that makes it not suck. So just move everything out of the way as much as possible. And you'll be able to fit it in there. But other than those two things, there really is no issue with fitment. And once you get those two things set, you're pretty much solid. Like there's no issues. You just have to figure out how those two pieces fit together. The performance of this kit is phenomenal. I've got nothing but good things to say about it. The Turbo Smart wastegates work amazing. The Precision Turbo obviously works amazing. The manifold flows so well and sounds so good. The way that it all works together feels like it spools a large turbo on a not crazy big motor very quickly. By like 4,000 RPM, you know, we're up into boost. It's been impressive to me to see how well it has driven with this size of a turbo. And I'm only left to assume that the way that the manifold flows at least helps in why that spools so well. So I don't know, I don't really have anything else to compare this to. I do have some friends that have Speed Tech kits, and they like their kits. But every time I hear my car and their car, I'm really thankful that I went DocRace, because my car just sounds, to me, so much better than the other manifolds do. So the big question is, would I buy this kit again? Yes, I 100% would buy the turbo kit again. I would purchase the things that we talked about in this video up front as I bought the turbo kit. That way when I did the turbo kit, I already had everything ready to go, and I would take some of the tips and tricks that I shared here, and I think you'll have a very, very good experience doing a DocRace turbo kit. If you have any questions, I'm so happy to give any information that I have. It's definitely something that can feel daunting and a little bit intimidating, but I'm here to tell you that if I can do it, so can you, and I'm definitely here to share what I learned along the way. So go out there and single turbo your BMWs and have fun. Screamer tubes with the DocRace top mount kit. I don't think there's a better sounding combination on these cars. The only way you make it sound better is you put an LS in it. And I'll stand on that.